Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, Tom and I are going to be talking about a recent client that we actually didn't sign after we presented to him, which is very unusual. If you watch this channel, we have a very high conversion rate in meetings, but we actually lost this client to another agency. I'm going to dive into the process, how we lost them, and yeah, whether we regret saying what we said on the call and doing it in the way we did. So Tom, we recently lost a potential client which was probably worth I think it was like £2,500 a month.
Yeah.
And he didn't end up going with us. He went with another agency.
Yeah, which, like you said at the beginning of the intro of this video, like that is unusual for us. But you know, it happens, and we're not. It's not.
I wouldn't change it, mate. I wouldn't change anything that we did in that meeting, even though we know why he didn't sign with us.
Yeah. So let's just put some context to it. This was a clinic who offer multiple amount of different sort of services, you know, aesthetic services. We were in discussions for, I don't know, maybe a month about going back and forth for a month. We had a long conversation, 2 long conversations. You were on the initial call with them. This person's name is Joel. And, you know, Harry and Joel spoke for a good hour and talked about the strategy. And he was very positive and was like, yeah, do you know what? I think I'm almost certainly going to go with you guys. Great. Well, we need to get on a second call. Yeah, fine. Tom came on the call. It's probably my fault, which is why I'm on the call. But then Harry, Joel, and myself are all on the call for a second time, and it goes fantastically well. You know, they have a couple of additional people on the call too. That's not uncommon, by the way. You will get a client who will say, I've got this person and this person, can they join? Now, we don't really have much of an issue with that, but we do have to understand what their role is in the business. If it can be sometimes someone who they're listening to see if they can implement what you're talking about. Anyway, that didn't happen here. Yeah, so then we're talking, go back and forth. Harry did the first meeting. We did it as a group, second time round.
The proposal.
And we sent the proposal through. He agreed to the pricing. He agreed to the amount of ad spend. He grilled us on lots of different aspects of the strategy, which doesn't scare us because we've always got answers. And actually, at the end of the meeting, it was kind of like, I think the words I remember him saying were, yeah, I'm pretty like, so I'm basically going to be coming with you guys. Like, I'm absolutely sure about it. I've just got to speak to this other people. But to be honest, I like what you're saying.
Yeah. And essentially we were quite late in coming into him choosing a marketing agency. Over the past like 2 years, he'd worked with multiple different marketing agencies on 3-month to 6-month basis, and they'd done a terrible job for him, basically. So he had been stung by other agencies in the past, and he's now making another decision. He was making another decision, to either go with another marketing agency, and he'd whittled it down to this one agency. He was a clinic in London, and the agency that was leading it before we came in was an agency in Australia, which is very strange. And we came in quite late in the running, and we kind of, like Tom said, he was going to go with us and he was going to sign with us. He went to speak to them. And like we said in the last video, Tom, he was saying to us like, oh no, these guys are really advanced. They use lookalike audiences. And me and Tom burst out laughing. We were like, that we wouldn't even bring up lookalike audiences in a call because it's just it's the most basic thing ever. Like a lookalike audience is what you run through in a beginner's Facebook ad video on YouTube. And we were like, right, if we want to talk about different, and we went into the whole strategy. But essentially what happened was, on the very first call with me, he said, what guarantees do you give? And I did my usual thing. I said, can you give a guarantee your hair transplant's going to be 100% successful? He said no. And I said, well, neither can we. And he appreciated that. And he was like, no, I actually really respect that. We grew our rapport over the next couple of meetings. And he eventually said to us, after verbally agreeing with us that he was going to do it, said, Tom and Harry, I've decided to go with the other agency because they've guaranteed me this, this, and this. Yeah. And we categorically said in that first meeting, we do not guarantee it. And we were willing to walk away from, so this is proof that we practice what we preach, guys. We walked away from a £2,500 retainer over a 6-month period because it was a 6-month contract that we were asking for, and he verbally agreed to. And we walked away from it. So we walked away from, what's that, like 15K for because we didn't want to guarantee. We could have easily said to him, I guarantee you this amount of clients, sign a 6-month contract, and we would have got that money from him no matter what, even if we didn't hit the guarantee. But we weren't willing to do that.
No, and I can see how the conversation would have gone. Let's just focus on that. Like the other agency would have said, oh no, they would have gone heavy on like probably a bit more techie on the meta stuff, like lookalike audiences, and we're going to run a lookalike audience off your current email base and blah, 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 blah. With the guarantees that go behind it. Oh, we're bringing this amount of leads, and this is all not a problem. And we don't know what that other agency are like. And to be honest, it's fine. Without hearing the conversation, which I would love to have heard, you know, we can't knock them. That's absolutely fine. What we can only do is reflect on what me and Harry did in the call, because me and Harry still do take our sales calls, because it's important, because we front our business up. We walk the walk and talk the talk. But he was trying to lead us into a place where he wanted numbers, and we're not going to give him the numbers, basically. However, we gave him like testimonials about who we worked with, a very, very strong brand, and we had a very, very clear and an unbelievable strategy for him. Unbelievable strategy for him, which if this other agency even implement 40% of, I'll be amazed. I'll be absolutely amazed. And we teach this strategy. We teach it to our students, and it's good, and it does bring results. But it's just interesting, and I think it just showed. I think the biggest thing here, move away from them for. It will go wrong. He will not be with them in 6 months' time. I can categorically tell you that now.
No, I agree. I don't think it'll be in 3 months' time.
It will come down to communication. So he's on a massive time difference with Australia, which he's probably not thought about. But there is a 12-hour swing. Okay, you know, I've been in some of my videos I filmed. We were in Sydney when Harry was in London. When I went away, you know, with my family, still filmed YouTube videos for us, but it was a challenge because I'm on massive different time to you. That would be significant when he wants to get on a call with them and he can't access them quick enough. So many people leave marketing agencies because the communication is so shit, so poor. And he will not get the results either. They claim to know that industry super well. You know, it's I would love to have seen their ad creatives. I would love to have seen their what they do, what they class as good advertising for that industry.
And also, mate, he even said himself that he was gonna be palmed off with a relationship manager, and he was only going to be dealing with us and a few other members of our team. And it's like it literally came down to the fact that they were given a guarantee and we weren't. But like we said, we're so because he said himself, if it doesn't work out with him, which we know it's not, he's going to come back in 3 months, and we're happy to do that. We don't need that contract. And this is where not coming across desperate in a call really helps your long-term growth of a business. Absolutely. Is we don't care whether he comes on now, 3 months' time, or in 18 months' time. As long as he does come on and he has a good experience with us as a brand and us as people, then we're happy. Our brand's always going to grow. Because in 6 months' time, 8 months' time, 4 years' time, he comes back, we know we can get results for him. We just don't want to guarantee them because there's so many different aspects that can impact it. He comes on, we get him good results, and he's going to be like, why did I wait this long? Let me scream and shout about you from the rooftops. And that's how we grow our brand, because we're willing to wait. We're not willing to pressurize him, guarantee it shit, ruin our brand for the sake of a $2,500 a month contract. We've got a waiting list of loads of people that will pay us, and we don't need to guarantee. So it doesn't matter to us.
And the other thing is, when Joel wants to come back to us, it ain't the same fee.
No, because our brand will be different.
Brand's different. The waiting list is different. The need for us to work with him has now changed. And he's coming to us on the back of an unsuccessful campaign with someone else. And to be honest, our price point is higher, and we can say it's higher because our pricing went up. Yeah. And he missed it. So it was an interesting one. I think it's a key video for us to show, like, you know, it's not all like every time Tom and Harry, or every time you get a meeting, you're bound to win it. Like, I tell you what, you have to work hard in this industry to get a client. You really have to work hard, but don't do it by guaranteeing. Don't do it by saying outlandish things, you know? And like Harry's really well like articulated on this video, is like, don't come across desperate. Come across from a place of abundance. You have an abundance of clients. Even if you don't, think that you do. You know, act like you do. Talk in that manner that you have an abundance of clients. Because if you come across desperate and you're hassling for this one client, and you will end up saying all sorts of shit just to get it.
Yeah, and I think in business, mate, the best thing that any person can have is being true to their word. If if
Yeah.
you if I would hate that, I would be furious, mate, if there was a rhetoric going around in any industry that we work with that Tom and Harry aren't true to their word, or Tom and Harry are sleazy, or they're they're just trying to get quick money. I would hate that. I'd probably pack it all in, mate, because that'd be the worst thing. And every single client, even the clients that we don't work with anymore, even clients we didn't get results for, cannot say that we aren't true to our word.
And there's a few YouTubers out there that I think are all those things.
Like, me too.
I wouldn't
Most
buy
people,
I wouldn't buy a chocolate bar off them.
mate, most people are, and they're all the same people that every single YouTube video they produce is how to earn 50K in the first 2 weeks. It's like,
Yeah.
and they just produce that video over and over, and it just gets loads of views. Like someone commented on the next video I want to do, mate. I don't know how you're going to feel about this. Is going to be titled "Why This YouTube Channel Will Never Hit 100K." Because loads of comments, if you look at these videos, they're always like, I don't know why you guys don't have loads more subscribers. And someone very cleverly put, the reason why you don't get all of these views is because you don't feed into that bullshit. Every video you produce isn't how to get 100K in the first 6 months, how to earn 50K in 2 weeks. We don't do that. We make like real videos like this that 80 people watch, because the 10,000 don't care about this, because that's all they care about, and we're never going to be those people.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah, but I think that's interesting, mate. Like you said, people, we don't every meeting we get on, we don't suddenly get 5K a month clients. We're in the trenches trying to win 2.5 grand a month clients the same way you guys are. And that's hence why we're so confident when we get on these calls and in the academy, we can talk about it, because we're doing the same shit we're telling you to do, which most people aren't.
And also, mate, like, I don't want people being under the illusion that we close our clients on the presentation meeting.
Yeah.
We don't close them in general, because it doesn't tend to be like, oh, would you like to work with us? You know, and we teach this in the academy. That's not how you do it. And there's lots of strategies and tricks to it, which really pay off. And we teach that. But in general, it takes more than one meeting. Like, you have your initial reach out meeting, and you get them to commit to an appointment. Then you finally get them on that second appointment. You talk through the strategy, and you talk about their needs, and you find out about them as a business. They will probably want a third conversation. So you have to have a third conversation to clear up any queries.
Proposal in between that.
But you send them proposals so they can read it through. And it quite often is like the fourth meeting where they go, yeah, I'm in, and they have committed. But, you know, it's not, people make it out that it's like you ring, you do present, you pitch, you get the business. And if you haven't done that, you're a failure. It's not. That's not how the game works anymore.
It's even worse than that. People say, right, you cold call a business, you get them on a call the next day, and then you take payment on that first call. That's what people teach.
Doesn't work.
You might get 1 in 500, but I guarantee that when you've pressurized them that much into a call, they're going to be the worst client known to man, because they've not really digested the decision they're making.
Yeah, don't work.
No. But I like this video, mate. I think it highlights that we're actually doing the shit we're talking about.
We really do, and we do want people to subscribe and like and comment on the videos. We give out so much stuff for free that is honest. It's honest, and it's with integrity. And you know, we're here to really help people. Actually, more often than not, if you're listening, we're trying to clean up this fucking grubby little industry of people who are just trying to scam people. It comes with the stigma of scamming people on the marketing, and we're actually trying to get people to have really good businesses, because the better marketing businesses there are out there, I actually think that the game will raise for everybody, and the only people who really gain from that is the clients. So we don't want to see. I'm sick of hearing people being stung by marketing agencies. I don't think anyone would say that. No one would be able to say that about us.
Mate, no. I always say 100,000 bad agencies is way more harmful to us than 100,000 good agencies.
Yeah.
Because those 100,000 bad agencies ruin us signing clients, whereas 100,000 put a good brand, a good reputation about marketing out there.
They're fucking it up for us.
They are. But that good video, mate. Good video.
Yeah.
Really good.
Right.
Well, hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Please subscribe. Please continue to follow us on Apple Music and the podcast. And yeah, we're back posting. So we'll see you very soon for the next video.